down in Rio Grande Valley as of Monday. We expect a declaration request sometime today from the state of Oklahoma. The governor is preparing to sign a state declaration this morning, so we'll keep you up to date on that. No damage assessments have been requested yet, although we expect those to come in sometime today. And no fire management grant requests have been received. Now, as we switch over to the Geo platform this morning, still have some rain out there. Marty's going to talk about that in just a moment. Before we go there, status of our state EOCs, all are at level 4 with the exception of Oklahoma, which is at level 2. Region here is at level 3. No changes to the status of our IMAX at this time. No changes to the status of the small earthquakes north of Oklahoma City or down in the Irving area. No damage or injuries with those. As we take a closer look at Oklahoma this morning, we did have several tornadoes touch down southeast or southwest of Oklahoma City. We have currently about 19,000 power outages in the Oklahoma City area, and those have remained pretty much steady overnight. We expect that to trend down this morning. In Texas, we have about 3,000 power outages from the tornadoes that were reported just west and north of the Dallas metro area. In Oklahoma, we do have 3 shelters open at this time. The one here in Oklahoma City, the downtown area, has 36 occupants. And now we'll turn it over to Marty to talk about the weather.
Okay, thanks. And yeah, we've had tornadoes overnight and flash flooding. This is springtime and severe weather season's upon us, and unfortunately it's going to continue for the next couple of days. Go to the next slide. This radar image, you can see in the Texas Panhandle, we're starting to see convection already starting to fire early today, and this will probably continue through the afternoon with another round of severe weather possible later this afternoon. Next slide. On the eastern front, across the Atlantic, we have a tropical disturbance that's increasing its likelihood of becoming a named storm. 70% chance of it being named today, and that will affect the Carolinas and mainly the East Coast. But let's just keep in mind that tropical season the official start's only a few weeks away, so we're getting into that mode now where these systems are starting to develop. Here's our threat matrix for the next 5 days. We have an upper level trough that's going to bring the chance of severe thunderstorms to the region, mainly across Texas and Oklahoma, with higher chances on Friday and Saturday, with an enhanced to moderate risk. Moderate risk on Saturday includes mainly Oklahoma and portions of north central Texas, with the threat diminishing on Sunday and Monday. Okay, the next slide. Here is the slight risk of thunderstorms for today, with the localized risk of flash flooding across the Red River Valley. And you can see already, we've looked at that previous radar image, we've already seen the convection beginning to form in the Panhandle. So this area, outlined in yellow here, the slight risk across Texas and Oklahoma, will be pretty much where we're expecting it later today. Okay, next slide. And as we go into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can see that our risk increases throughout the week into the weekend, with our highest chances on Saturday across Oklahoma, looking at hail, damaging wind, and tornadoes. And just keep in mind that, like I mentioned previously, that these boxes and shaded areas have been changing over the past couple of days, sometimes further west, further east. But the main theme has been that we're seeing mainly Texas and Oklahoma being under the risk areas, and the risk increasing each day through Saturday. And then go to the next slide. The risk should start diminishing over on Sunday and Monday. Here's our drought image. We've been updated, and we still have very strong drought conditions over in southern Oklahoma and northern Texas, and the rainfall that we're expecting will help. But again, we're talking about a long-term drought. It's been 4 or 5 years, so we're probably not going to see a big dent in it with just a couple of days of heavy rainfall, but this will help. It will help in these areas. Okay, next slide. And for space weather concerns, we have, pretty much nothing going on. Our sun globe looks a couple specks here and there, but radio blackout possible, mainly across the poles. Otherwise, we have low percentages of any other radio blackouts with quiet conditions. I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Marty. Appreciate that. Any questions for the Weather Service? Go ahead and type them in the chat window. If you're on the phone, go ahead and ask your question. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and take a look at the events going on around the region. The ones highlighted in bold, they're the ones going on today, and then the one for tomorrow. On this day in history, 1993, serious flooding. And they recorded 6.64 inches. Well, we beat that last night. So, and there's a nice, pretty picture of a wall cloud rotating, and we saw some of those yesterday. All right, hang on just a second. I see Angela typing in the chat window. Any questions this morning? Shelters open. There are 3 shelters, and there are 36 occupants in the one in downtown Oklahoma City. Any other questions this morning? All right, everyone. Have a great Thursday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.